Hi, Kat. You want to take a look at your website? Oh, here you go. What do you think?
In this video, I'll show you how to make a website about your beloved pet featuring actual photos of your pet using Google AI Studio. In our last video, we used Google AI Studio to build a simple browser game. If you missed that video, I will link to it in the description. Hi, my name is Caroline, and I make technology tutorials, hardware automations, and travel videos. I also hold bachelor's and master's degrees in electrical engineering from Georgia Tech, and I'm author of A Woman's Guide to Winning in Tech. Check it out. You do not need expensive software or expensive hardware. I'm running the entire pipeline on this refurbished Chromebook. All you need to follow along is a free Google account, GitHub repository, and a few photos of your pet. I'm starting the screen record portion on my default desktop of my Chromebook. I'm going to open up my Chrome browser here, and we're actually going to start off at gemini.google.com, and I'm logged in on my free account. The first thing I want to do is ask it to make that prompt. I'm going to add some photos. You can upload files, or I've already saved a few photos to my drive. So I'm going to hit drive, and I'm going to add a few photos of my cat here. My prompt to Gemini using photos of my cat is going to be write a prompt for AI Studio to create a website about my cat, Cosette. And I'm going to hit submit, and let's see what it comes back with. I'm using this method to try to minimize the number of iterations I have to do when I do get to Google AI Studio for it to make that website about my cat, because I can look at this and say, all right, let's figure out what I'm going to say to Google AI Studio. And it even gives me tips for using AI Studio. Upload the images before you hit submit, and then you can refine the code. I'm going to hit copy code, and then I'm going to go over to aistudio.google.com. I'm going to paste the prompt that it gave me, and it said to include the photos, add files, and then I'm going to hit drive, and I'm going to select her photos, and let's go and upload these files. I've attached my files of Cosette, and I've given it the prompt. Now, here is your chance to review the prompt and decide if this is what you really want. You're an expert front-end developer, build a complete single-file HTML website dedicated to my cat based on the provided images. The website should be highly responsive. Let's say I don't like the hero section. Meet Cosette, a short, playful subtitle, high rise, beautiful introductory layout. Use the photos provided on this website. Ensure the styling uses soft pastels and rounded corners. Let's see how this goes. Now, I have had problems with it using the actual photos, so that's why I'm going to ask it to use actual photos. If it doesn't, then I've got to work around for that. So I'm going to hit build, and I'm going to allow it to show notifications, and let's see if it can build this website in honor of my cat, Cosette. It will give you several options for a theme: frosted glass, natural tones, vibrant, clean, or editorial. Clean minimalism, editorial aesthetic. I'm just going to choose one, and I'm going to hit select this design. I'll be right back. We are back. It took quite a few minutes for it to finish making the initial website. They're calling her Princess Cosette now, a velvety shadow wrapped in high demands and soft purrs. There are placeholders for her photos, Cosette's Sassy Mew translator. She's got a lot going on here. This is a great start to her website, and you can take a look at the code. You can download all the code, export her code, and share and publish. Right now, there are no photos. If you look in this assets folder, under assets, there are images, and yeah, it just made up its own images. So let's go into images here, and let's hit this plus button, and I'm going to upload some files. And let's see if I can upload all of these files at once. Open. All these photos are just right here. Now let me drag and drop. I'm just going to move each one into images individually. And I'm going to hit Save Changes. Now, I make a big deal out of this because I did ask it to use images that I gave it, but it did not do that. I think that is kind of a bug in the system right now. They might fix this later because obviously there is a place for you to upload these photos. When you make your initial prompt, then, hey, I've got to just put them all back in again. Move photo gallery below the hero and check photo displays. Place all placeholders with actual control. Enter. There is a bit of a back and forth. It's not going to be a first shot, one shot, hey, this is perfect. We actually have her real photos now. We've got her portrait vault, avian security bureau where she's watching a bird, picture of her in her bed, and then she's got a thoughtful gaze, claw versus controller, and then she's got the bug huntress. The other thing I wanted to show you about Google AI Studio is that you can hit this edit tool and you can click on images here and you can say, I want to remove these blocks, this whole section. We don't need this whole section. And click on this and just say, hey, remove these blocks, and then send the prompt. It took 80 seconds and it removed some of the blocks that I did not like, updated itself. Princess Cosette in the top. Then it's got the portrait vault next, little descriptions that it made up for each photo. This isn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a really great start to making a website featuring my cat using the actual photos that I submitted. I'm going to just go ahead and publish this app here. And I want to show you how to go about doing that. You can hit code. You can see all the code. You can update the code yourself, and you can export the code. All right. So there's export to anti-gravity. I covered anti-gravity in a previous video. On Chromebook, it doesn't seem to work seamlessly. So you can download as a zip file, and that way you have the files for yourself. You can publish it the way you want to, or you can import it to anti-gravity using the zip file. That is one option. If you hit publish, and you can hit publish, get started, and I think it wants me to set up billing. I heard that they had changed this so you don't actually have to put down a credit card. I'm going to show you a way that I publish this app for free on Vercel. Arrow over to GitHub. And then I'm going to sign into GitHub, give it access to all of my repositories, hit save. I'm going to just give it a name, Cosette High Rise. It's a website about my cat Cosette, and I'm going to make this private, and I'm going to hit create this GitHub repository. And I can stage and commit all changes. There we go. So now if you click right here, all of the code is now available on my GitHub page. And here it is. The thing I want to do to make it a public link for free is go over to Vercel, create an account in Vercel. This is a free account in Vercel. I'm already logged in. I'm going to hit add new. I'm going to click project. It automatically looks at all my GitHub repositories. And I've got a new one, Cosette High Rise. And I'm going to hit import. There we go. I'm going to import this GitHub project into Vercel. Hit deploy. Congratulations. We have deployed one of my projects, the Princess Cosette project. Hit continue to dashboard. Hit domains. It's going to open up a public domain. And of course, I don't see any for photos. The photos apparently did not come over. Let's take a look at my GitHub, SRC, and assets, images, and there they are. All the images are right there, but they do not show up. It's probably the way they're linked. Create a README file and check the image paths for a GitHub deployment. Send prompt. I see the README file has been created. I can hit preview, see the preview version. And now what I'm going to do is going to go back to share. Click the share button, arrow over to GitHub. And now I do need to stage and commit all changes. So I'm going to push everything out to GitHub. And you'll see the new README file. Then Vercel will automatically, if you go into deployments, once you push to GitHub, Vercel will automatically create a new version. Then we can go over to overview. Now it did take a few minutes for the Vercel app to update. Now we see a nice preview with her photo. And if I hit visit here, it takes me to Cosette-highrise.vercel app. We can scroll down and now we can see her beautiful photos in her beautiful portrait vault. So this is a public website that you can show anybody, and this was made completely for free. In the next step, I'll show you how to make this a subdomain. If you do buy a domain, there are several ways you can go about doing this. One is you can hit add a custom domain, and you can buy a custom domain from Vercel. You can just buy one and then you can add it that way. Now I want to hit custom domain. What I'm going to show you next is specific to GoDaddy. Of course, you can use other domain providers, and I'm going to hit add existing. I'm going to type in cosette.carolinedunn.us. I'm going to hit add domain. Of course, there's verification that's needed. Basically, what I have to do now is log into my GoDaddy account and put this information in my GoDaddy account. Now I'm in my GoDaddy account. I have logged in. I'm looking at my domain, carolinedunn.us, hit DNS, and I'm going to add a new record. Basically, I need to add the CNAME that I created in the last step. As I scroll down, add a new record, type CNAME, then name is Cosette, and then the value I get from Vercel, which is right here, value, Cosette, CNAME, and I want to save that. I do want to add another record, text, Vercel, and this one, and I'm going to do add new record, and it's going to be a text record, and it's going to say Vercel, and the string, this one right here, and I'm going to paste that in, and I'm going to hit save. I'm going to update my DNS record. Could take a few minutes. It's going to automatically, it will keep on checking, and it will find that I have updated the verification. I will be right back when this is finished, but in the end, all we're going to have to do is type in cosette.carolinedunn.us, and we should be able to get to our new Cosette website. And that was pretty quick. It did validate cosette.carolinedunn.us. So if I click on that, cosette.carolinedunn.us, my website should come right up. And that's how you make a public website with Google AI Studio. I also used Vercel and GoDaddy for my DNS, but of course you could purchase from anybody else. That's a pet website on Google AI Studio and on Chromebook. And just like that, we have a beautiful, responsive portfolio website for my cat, Cosette, live on a public URL without spending a dime on web hosting. Now that you know how to handle image assets and custom layouts, we are going to pivot to a professional business use case. In our next video, we are building a consulting website for a world-ranked certified running coach featuring a custom AI chatbot. Subscribe so you are notified the second that video drops. My name is Caroline, and I make tech tutorials, building automations, and travel videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.